We are building our dream F30 335 just to give it away. If you're new to the channel, we've been building my F30 335 for about 5 years now, and we have over $50,000 in mods invested into this car. We have done a ton of different mods to this car: interior, exterior, aesthetics, retrofits, power mod, an F80 M3 Silverstone complete interior swap, door cards with leather, and a full leather dash. It has a pure turbo, carbon hood, AWE exhaust, and many, many more mods. We actually have about $50,000 in mods as it sits right now. But we're not done yet. Now, you think that after 5 years and $50,000 in mods that we would have pretty much every modification possible on this car. But while we were doing some video planning the other day, we were like, it's not where we wanted it to be, and quite frankly, we're just running out of time. Now, originally our raffle was supposed to be for 60 days from November 1st to December 31st, which was supposed to give us more than enough time to get this car ready to go to one of you, until that happened. You see, what happened with this car is we had a rainstorm come through, ended up flooding out the car, completely destroyed the interior, and I knew that I had to do something. We kind of went a little bit overboard. We ended up cutting the roof, putting a carbon one on, completely swapping the interior. But we needed to do a lot of that to make sure that mold and mildew and electrical damage wasn't going to occur. So even though it was kind of a fun project, it completely wasted a lot of time, which took away from our giveaway. Now, I think where I personally messed up on this raffle is we probably should have had the car finished before we started the raffle. That was totally on me, but I'm not gonna give you guys a car that we're not proud of and we didn't really put everything into. So that being said, we're gonna get a little bit of a time extension. We are going to give it 30 more days, so it's now going to go until the end of January, but we're gonna give you guys something as well. That's because the plan was that Zach and I were going to do about 3 more mods to this car, and we were gonna call it good. But I don't want it to be good. I want it to be great. We are going to be adding a total of 18 mods to this car. Not that I added it up, but it was $9,336. And I can't wait to show you the total amount of money that was spent on this car. That's gonna come in like 3-ish videos. Yeah. That being said, last thing I do want to say is how to enter the raffle. Now, even though I don't have any money because I spent it all on parts for you, we do have these really cool Kies wallets. We have Kies keychains. We have limited edition skate decks that were designed by Justin Bice himself. All you need to do is go to KiesMotorsports.com, hit the F30 giveaway section. If you hit a qualifying item, everything is clearly labeled. You get 1 entry for every $1 spent. There's also a free entry. Be sure to check the site out for full terms and conditions. But with that, let's get started on today's video where we are installing some of the coolest mods to this F30 335. All right, let's get this party started. First thing we're going to be doing is adding a Mosselman Thermostat. We love these, and I'm super excited that we're putting one on this car. You'll know we had Mosselman turbos on my F80 M3, and we had 850 wheel horsepower in addition to one of these to keep it nice and cool. These are amazing and help keep your oil in your car roughly 70 degrees Fahrenheit cooler. An absolute piece of automotive jewelry. Check that out. Bling, bling. Next up, we have an InPower design aluminum transmission pan. You want to know what's super cool about this? Not only can you use it on a 335, not only can you use it on a 328, but it works on most ZF 8-speed transmissions. Yes, it works on your G20 and also the G80 M3. Spoiler alert, video coming soon. Love this thing. It helps keep your temperatures down, and well, it's aluminum. So if you hit anything underneath the car, I bottomed out my G80 on a speed bump the other day, you no longer have to worry about losing all of your trans fluid. And then last but not least, we have, it's still in the blue packaging here, a high performance radiator. Let me just show you something really quick. So we may or may not have had this for a little while. Let me show you here. Cover up my old address. We've had this for me since May. Sorry, let me move that spider web out of the way. Since May of 2019. Now, why did it take us so long to put it on? Well, we kind of put it on a shelf and forgot about it, but we want to make sure that this car is as good as possible for you, so we made sure to throw it on. All right, we're going to start with the smelliest fluid, the transmission fluid. So we're going to put the car up in the air, we'll remove the old pan, put the new one on. Now, today's not going to be a DIY, but you're in luck because we have a full DIY on our other channel, Kies DIYs and Extras, which is linked below. Let's go. All right, let's remove this underbody protection, and that's going to reveal our beautiful plastic transmission pan, one of the worst ideas BMW ever had. If you ever find yourself in a situation where your car is dead and needs to be towed, you need to put it in neutral, but you don't have any power. If you look right here, this bolt is actually the bolt that you tighten, and then when you tighten it, it'll actually put your car in neutral. So, the more you know. Whenever I'm dealing with transmission fluid, I always like to wear gloves because, well, number one, it's really smelly, and number two, it's not very good for you. If you are doing this on your driveway and you have an animal or something like that, you have a dog, make sure you have plastic down, a tarp or something, because it's very toxic as well. I'm gonna give you a quick little tip here. Go over to your oil fill plug and you want to remove it. This is gonna show you two things. A, if it's seized, you didn't just drain all your trans fluid out, and then you're like, crap, now what? Also, it allows air to get into the system, a much better flow. So make sure you have some kind of oil pan under this. Oh, holy cow, that's tight. Oh my gosh. Wow, that stuff's pouring out of there. What we're gonna do now is start to release some of these bolts over on this side. We're gonna loosen them all, but the plan is to just kind of rock it down and let this thing just continue to drip and drain. All right, look at that. Yeah, the thing is when you're looking up, leave your mouth shut. You don't want it in your mouth. All right, good.
I guess if it'll kill your dog, it'd probably not be good for you either.
Hey, let's do a comparison. As you can see, this new one is going to go, oh, got some oil on it, over there. It's gonna get mounted up. What I love about this, and the reason why we're doing this on here, is it always kind of sketched me out, especially on lowered cars, to have literally the keys to your transmission under the car being protected by a plastic pan. I think it's a terrible idea, and this has also been proven to help keep all of your temps cooler. Even did some testing on an A90 Supra and whatnot, and has some really great results. So really excited to get this on the car. Sad I won't be able to really experience it because I'm doing it for you, but that brings me joy as well. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna throw this bad boy on there. I do have to put the filter on first, torque everything down, and then we'll be good to start filling fluid. So I love how they put all the bolts in this box. They definitely have really good attention to detail.
So would you say this is better or worse than the oil cooler placement on the G80 for risk of damage?
I would say this is probably better because the other one's right up here, so any driveway you go up.
Right.
But I bottomed out my G80 the other day on some pretty nasty speed bumps, which I'm sure kissed my transmission pan.
I was gonna say, I went to Christmas Village thing.
Yeah.
And they have that like dirt parking lot and the roots growing out of the ground. I definitely scraped my transmission pan on my G20.
We took the kids to Storybook Land, and my GPS was like, oh, make a right. And it like took me through a neighborhood, and I was like, oh no. And then they had like double and triple speed bumps, and I had a guy right behind me. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not turning back. And then I went as slow as possible. I was like, oh. And I was like, oh.
Should have had the trans pan.
Should have had the trans pan. All right, so now that we have everything torqued down, it is time to add our fluid. We're using LiquiMoly TopTech 1800 ATF Fluid, which is automatic transmission fluid. We are going to basically fill it until it starts to pour out, and then we're gonna put the plug in, we're gonna put the car down. You have to bring the car up to temperature, and then from there, we have one more fill process. We'll walk you through the process every step of the way. Let's take care of part 2 of filling the trans. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna basically fill it up until it starts spilling out. It's not very scientific. It's not like when you do an engine oil change where it's like, put 6 liters in or whatever. It's like, fill it up till it comes out. And then heat it up, and then fill it up until it comes out.
What's your guess?
My guess?
How much you'll need?
I'm gonna say 1.8 of these.
Okay.
How about you?
1. Just one.
Now I'm nervous. This is a lot bigger than the one we used to use, actually.
Yeah, buddy!
Wait. No!
Oh, it still needs a little more.
Let me just fill it up to 0.8.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there it is. Stop it.
So like I said, there's another 0.8. So what we want to do is wait till this goes to a light trickle, because Zach overguessed and we put too much in. All right, we got that InPower aluminum transmission pan on. Love the way it looks. Can't wait to get one on my G80. Well, honestly, we're gonna put them on all the cars. So if you get overwhelmed by transmission pan videos, I'm sorry in advance, but I need this in my life on all of our cars. So now what we're going to do, we are going to move into automotive jewelry, our Mosselman Thermostat. So look at this. Let's take a look at the ugliness that we are removing. Thank you for the assist there, Zach. So this is what we're replacing. Now, some companies have like little springs and stuff you can put in there. Why put little springs in there that are kind of wimpy when you can put this on? It just adds so much under the hood in performance because it's gonna keep you cooler and it looks good. So if you go to any car show, must have mod. So with that, let's take off this intake and get this thing installed. All right, so as you can see, everything is loosely tightened down. And what we do is we include all of the titanium hardware and all of the gaskets that you need for these. So it comes as a complete kit. As you can see, the factory bolts are, you know, just plain steel bolts. But look at the titanium. The titanium just goes so well with the Mosselman Thermostat. So now these get tightened down. There's 3 of them to 16 Newton meters. And then this one gets tightened down to 8 Newton meters. You gotta do this one last because there's a bolt under here you need to get to. So as you can see, the Mosselman Thermostat is installed and it looks like automotive jewelry. I know I say it a lot, but it's so true. One of the best mods you can do if you have an N55, an S55, they also make them for the N54. So super cool, be sure to check these out. Now it's radiator time. So since we have the intake and everything out, I'm gonna pull out the fan. I will say we're not gonna do step-by-step DIY. Be careful of this little line right here. When we used to do installations, this sucker used to crack all the time. And then you'd be leaking coolant everywhere, which is why I have a sticker on mine. That's because, well, I replaced mine as well. I'm going to put the car up in the air, drain as much coolant into the bin and not on my body as we can, and then pull some hoses out, pull out the fan, and I personally haven't done this before. So let's put the car up in the air and learn together. I lost this clip. It must have flown off. Aha! I got kind of nervous because I didn't have a replacement. Let's put this back on before it gets, wait a minute, that's not the right one at all. Oh boy. All right, we have a little problem. I didn't hear it fall off. Did you hear it fall off?
Yep, I did, because it's right here.
Oh yes, thank you. All right, I'm gonna put this thing on before it falls off again. Totally just poured coolant in my shoe.
You had to once at least. This video wouldn't have been a good Kies video if you didn't pour some coolant in your shoe.
I was gonna not wear my nice shoes, but I was like, it's kind of my thing.
Dude, do you have enough screws in your lip? My gosh.
Has it fallen off?
Holy cow, it's like 500.
It's like 10 pounds of weight, but it didn't fall off. Although it did get a boo-boo.
You got a point, oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna have to replace it.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, and someone's gonna smash it again.
Yeah.
Just give the person a new one in the trunk. I will not let this one fall. Oh, it fell. Dang it. It fell like into the frame of the car. Oh. Ha! Didn't get that wet. Still have no idea where that clip is. Hey, while we're down here, we might as well change the oils. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight unless I find that clip. So I'm gonna look for this and then we'll put the car down and then we will resume. Isn't it funny, like when you lose something, it's like, oh, there's not many places it could have gone. There's just no space to get your hand in up here. Wait, I found the clip. Yes! Now that the engine is completely drained of oil, Gonna put some oil in there just so I remember. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pull out the fan and then we'll get this radiator out. The ultimate automotive test. Can you get this off without breaking it? If so, you are a YouTube certified master mechanic. I'm in! Aha. Not losing clips today. I really don't want to remove this inlet. That over there. Ah, there's a little lock in here. You gotta push the tab in and then pull up. If I can get this hard line around here, I can go like this, then go like that, and get that in front of there like that. You twist it, go like that, then, whoa, then you go like that, and then it's out. So then I should be able to take this off of here, the little top piece. All right, I gotta take this other one off.
Coolant.
I found a lot more coolant. The car's like bleeding. Get the mop.
Aha.
Ah! And that is how to remove a radiator the most difficult way possible with wet shoes. This part right here was getting like jammed up on here. Well, it doesn't help that the inlet was in the way too. So, had a couple things that were fighting me. We got it. Now we just gotta get the other one that's twice as big in. Let's do a little comparison. We got the old one out. May have busted it up a little bit, but sorry buddy, you're going right in the trash. When you buy an upgraded radiator, you want to make sure, because sometimes BMW, even in the same years and whatnot, they'll put different parts in the cars. So you'll notice with this one, the hose layout is the same. We have the big one at the top, the little one at the bottom. Then we have the little one kind of a third the way down, and then we have the big one. Now, take a look over here. So if you look at this one, honestly, we weren't really sure which one it was gonna be. So this is why you always need a visual. We had the big at the top, the little one at the bottom. Now on mine, this little one is like right here. So that's where this one gets a little bit screwy. And all this is dependent on how BMW made the original one. It's not how CSF made this one. It's how BMW decided to use like 3 different options that you can have in these cars, which is kind of annoying, but that's why you really need a visual, which you can see. All you need to do is just look down, and then you can identify. If you look at this, you're like, oh, well, I see a coolant line, but it's not on here. So that's how you tell.
Ta-da.
Operation put the radiator in without removing the inlet. That actually went in like a lot better than the old CSF. I'm not sure what you did there, but the larger one that's made of metal came out went in easier than that one with plastic. There's a lot more like funky edges on this thing, like this, where it got caught up, where this is all smooth. Oh, why didn't I do this in 2019? Satisfying clip, check. Flipping this into here, check. And you plug this in here. That's really the last part that's going to be kind of difficult to get this down there. And we're gonna have to take the inlet out.
That's not funny.
You did it.
But
Boom, done. So now what we need to do, the car has no oil or coolant, so at this time we're going to add some. So as you can see here, look at this. We got this cool little tool because I bought one on Amazon and it almost stripped this out before. So these just slip right on like that. And heck, if you're feeling stylish, you can just keep it on all the time. So let me take this out. We have a new filter. We're gonna put that in. We're gonna put the LiquiMoly oil in, bleed the whole coolant system, and then we're done. right, ready? All right, most important part. Got to reset the service light. So as you just saw, it really wasn't that bad of a process. Honestly, with this is probably the most difficult thing, getting that one out. But for whatever reason, the new, bigger, better one went in a lot easier. So that was pretty cool. And we proved that you can leave your inlet in. Although it makes it like 4 times more difficult, you can certainly do that. As you can see, that Mosselman thermostat, I have it on the F30. It looks so good. And then the other thing which you can't see is that transmission pan, which not only is going to help things stay cooler, but it's super durable, which is great, especially on lowered cars. So anyway, once again, my name is Brian. That's Zach behind the camera. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe. Check us out at KiesMotorsports.com. We have links to all of this in the description below. And don't forget to enter to win our giveaway F30 335. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.